As you all know, Outcome Memories version 0.2 is very close to releasing. But within the past week, there's been many new models, collabs, and changes to the game. In this video, we're going to be going through everything new that's happened before version 0.2. Before we begin, I want to say make sure to like and subscribe, and let's start with probably the biggest thing that'll be happening. If you haven't been on the Outcome Memories Discord recently, then you might have not seen this. Outcome Memories is having their first collab, and it's going to be a big one. This collab is going to be Doomed by Fate with Outcome Memories. If you don't know what Doomed by Fate is, it's similar to Outcome Memories. Basically, it's one EXE, and everyone else has to try to survive until the end of the game. Now, this won't actually be coming out in version 0.2, but instead will be released afterwards. This means it'll most likely be in between version 0.2 and version 0.3. And since this is their first collab, they have put up some rules for new collabs in the future. One of the biggest things is that they actually have to have content inside of it. For example, if you look at some Forsaken collabs, there might be only one skin. Outcome Memories doesn't want this. Instead, it wants to have plentiful of skins and new things with the collabs. Now, these collabs most likely won't add characters, but would be more around cosmetics and other features. They also stated that because of the time span of Outcome Memories, there won't be that many collabs within the game. They say this because we want to prioritize content for new updates and don't want to focus as much on collabs. But like stated by the devs, they recommended that you should try out the game because it's basically like OM. I personally played it myself and it is really fast paced, even faster than OM in my opinion, and pretty fun with friends. They also said that this doesn't open gates for other collabs. That means we won't see many collabs, like I said, but instead we'll see few and they'll be plentiful. Now, the next biggest thing that we will be talking about is the new models in Outcome Memories. That's right, if you've seen any previous content or many things on the side of a wiki, you've noticed that Sally, Vector, SBO, and Charby still don't have their models. As you see inside this photo, SBO, Charby, and Vector finally have their new models. But unfortunately, Sally is still the Abyss, being the only survivor inside the game not to have a model yet, excluding Rouge, who's getting a remodel. This is really big, so that shows that they are improving many aspects of the game behind the scenes. Now, although this does look great, I have to say, the models do look a little, how do I put it, goofy. Not to say they look bad in any means, but SBO got the mean forehead, and Vector reminds me of the Green Power Ranger, but they honestly look like awesome models. But right now, we still don't have any information of how they'll play. A long time ago, they said that these characters won't be like the Disaster in version 1.4. This means we won't expect Vector to have abilities such as damage reduction and stuff, but who knows, time can change. But now, the only character we're waiting for is Sally. Since they do take their classic designs, I assume she will look kind of similar to these guys, but who knows. Also, it isn't confirmed what update they're coming in, but assume that we already know what two survivors are coming in version 0.3, it'll probably be version 0.4 or 0.5. I say this because although they are pretty popular characters, there's a lot more characters that have their movesets near finished and are a lot more popular. Now, the next part we're talking about has been out for a little while, but we keep getting sneak peeks and stuff, and that is Tripwire / Tails doll. Unlike previously in a few videos ago, we actually had no information on them, but now I'm pretty sure we have their complete moveset, and we know that they're 97% complete as of November 23rd. So this mostly means for just polishing a few abilities, it might be tweaking the damage a bit. The first thing we have to know is Flight. Flight is guaranteed for Tripwire since basically it's Tails doll, they can fly. I assume it won't be permanently because that would be crazily broken since many characters just straight up could not hit her, or it would be more like an ability. The next thing we know is Tripwire will be doing a low damage of 40, but will be inflicting bleed damage. This bleed amount is unknown at the time, but it could be anything from 10 to 15 maybe. Or it could be like Forsaken where you need another survivor to actually remove effect. Going with her next ability is called Reach Out. How her ability works is she throws out a thread and grabs the closest survivor, pulling them towards them and dealing damage. She can pull up to 4 survivors at the time, so if you're not careful, your entire team can get major damage taken on them. It's also been shown inside the background of some clips that there is a mine ability. Now, this is most likely Tails doll for the fact that why would anyone else have a mine? I don't see Colossus throwing grenades at us, so I would assume that this is Tails dolls. It most likely works like proximity mine, where if you walk over it, you take damage, and the damage amount would probably be 25 to 40. Anything higher than that would be incredibly broken. And the final ability that we conferred for a moveset is called Red Diamond. How this works is basically she produces a beam from the crystal on her head, and if it hits a survivor, it does 25 damage. Now, if you can hit more than once, it's still a no, but assuming since it is a laser, it might be able to hit once or twice. And because of all of these abilities, Tripwire is most likely confirmed to be the Trapper EXE. That means this probably will be one of the only or like one of 2 EXEs that are trappers. As we know, 2011X and Colossus are rushdown. Since Fleetway is reworked, we don't really know. And the only other survivor classes that we do know is Genesis X, which is said to be purely stealth. Also, while we're on the topic of EXEs, yes, if you don't know by now, Fleetway won't be coming out in the version 0.2 update. I'm pretty sure almost all of you know this by now, but for some who don't, version 0.2 will be in 2 separate updates. The first update will include Blaze, Silver, Tails Doll, and Colossus, and be no more as a TD update. While version 0.2 Part 2 will be more of a bug patches and include Fleetway. Pretty sure the reason why we removed Fleetway is because his moveset was too similar to Tails Doll, I think it was, or the fact that he had like 6 abilities and they were incredibly busted. Like, I don't know, it might just be me, but eliminating Sonic in 5 seconds during Last Man Standing at full HP seems like a little powerful. And it also confirmed that Tails Doll will be below 3,000 rings to buy. Colossus will be more around 5,000, and all the survivors in this game will be free. The only things you do have to buy within the game are the EXEs, which almost all of them, except for Fleetway, will be below 10,000. Fleetway is said to be around 10,000 or 10,000 itself. So believe me, once the Part 2 update drops, you better start saving. Before getting to the next part, I gotta say that both the trailer and the prologue have been released for version 0.2. If you look on the Discord and the YouTube channels, you will be able to find the intro, which has pretty good voice acting and good animation. Now, I haven't actually watched the prologue myself yet, but I recommend you do, because I assume it is a prologue for the game, so it'll give you some additional information, and the animation is probably going to be really good as well. But now, for the next section, it actually is pretty massive, so we'll be playing it in the background. That's right, if you're hearing this right now, then that means that Sonic officially has his new Last Man Standing. This Last Man Standing is normal time, I believe 4:16 or 4:32, so don't worry, next update, if you thought it was pretty hard to win as Sonic, well, good luck now. I mean, I hope that they get rid of the grab ability from Colossus during Last Man Standing, or that's just a straight up loss. But as you hear from this is his official Last Man Standing, and with it, it sounds pretty good. Of course, many people might think Breaking Free, which was the original, is better, or the second one is a substitute, but in my opinion, this is pretty much a perfect replacement. It sounds good, the animation that comes with it is pretty good, and you can tell that there was a lot of time and effort put into it. And I believe inside of Outcome Memories right now, Sonic's chase is a little bit shorter than usual, so I do believe that it will be increased. It's either that, or it is this time, so for the fact that it actually fits with the map Hill Gym. Because believe me, it does screw it up when you go into overtime for some reason, you have to survive an additional 20 seconds. Pretty much messes up any song. This is also not to mention that we have had also many emote sneak peeks. We've got some of Blaze, some of Silver, some of Sonic inside of servers of 15, which hopefully that does not become a thing. And honestly, much more. Now, for a final release date of the game, it will most likely come out when they said, which is November 30th. The 30th is which is a Sunday, and we'll be bringing out Colossus and Tails Doll. We'll also be including Blaze and Silver, which I have talked about many times in previous videos. So if you want to see them, make sure to go into the channel and check them out. With that was this week's updates of Outcome Memories. Honestly, there's been many crazy changes that have come to the game, including the fact that I'm pretty sure the other characters will be getting new LMSs as well, not just Sonic, but we will have to wait. I can't wait for in a few days to play all the new songs, characters, everything new, which will be really fun. But make sure to comment down below if I missed anything, if I got something wrong, and honestly, who are you excited for, or what features you're excited for next update. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you all liked and enjoyed, and if I don't see you in game, then I'll see you next video. Later.